1.
In this question, you will read a short passage, listen to a talk, and answer a question about them. After you hear the question, you will have 30 seconds to prepare a response and 60 seconds to record the response. Read a passage about relict behaviors from a biology textbook. You will have 50 seconds to read the passage. Begin reading now.
In general, animals act in a way that help them to survive in their specific habitat. However, sometimes an animal species may display a behavior that no longer serves a clear purpose. The original purpose for the behavior may have disappeared long ago, even thousands of years before. This behavior, known as relate behavior, were useful to the animals when the species habitat was different. But now, because of changed conditions, the behavior no longer serves its original purpose. Leftover from earlier times, behavior remained as a relic of remnants long after the environmental circumstance the influence its evolution has.
Now listen to part of a lecture in a biology class.
Okay, so a good example of this, found right here in North America, is something an animal called the American pronghorn does. Pronghorns, as you may know, are a kind of deer-like animal. They live out on the open, grassy plains, somewhat in the middle of North America. And they are super fast. Pronghorns are, in fact, noted for being the fastest animal in the Western Hemisphere. Once a pronghorn starts running, zoom, none of its present-day predators, like the bobcat or coyote, can even hope to catch up with it. It's off in a flash. Okay, so why then do pronghorns run so fast? That's the question. Well, it turns out that quite a long time ago, I'm talking tens of thousands of years, things on the grassy plains used to be very different for the pronghorns. Because back then, lions used to live on the plains, chasing and preying upon the pronghorns. And lions, of course, are a very swift-moving mammal, much faster than the bobcat or coyote or other predators that you find on the plains today. But now, however, lions are all extinct in North America. They're no longer a predator of the pronghorn. Tens of thousands of years ago, though, the lions were there, chasing the pronghorns. So, back then, the pronghorn's speed was critical to its survival.
Using the example of the pronghorn and lion, explain the concept of a relict behavior. Begin to prepare your response after the beep. Begin speaking after the beep.
A relay behavior is a behavior that remains in a species even though the original reason for that behavior no longer exists. The lecturer explained this concept using the example of pronghorn. Today, pronghorns run extremely fast, much faster than they need to escape from current predators like coyotes or bobcats. However, thousands of years ago, their main predators were lions, which were much faster. To survive, pronghorns need great speed. Even though lions are now extinct in North America, the pronouns have retained this behavior, their speed in a relate behavior that developed in the past but continues today without the original cause.
Question 2.
In this question, you will listen to part of a lecture and answer a question about it. After you hear the question, you will have 20 seconds to prepare a response and 60 seconds to record the response. Listen to part of a lecture in a business class.
People who are likely to buy a company's product are called target customers. And these target customers influence a company's marketing strategy. In order to develop a marketing strategy, a company will look at certain characteristics of the target customers to decide when and where to advertise, so that they'll reach the target customers most effectively. I'd like to talk to you today about two characteristics of target customers that can influence marketing strategy, specifically age and geographic location of the target customers. Say a company makes toy cars. Who are its target customers? Kids, right? So if the company wants to make sure its television advertising reaches its target customers, it'd want to advertise during times when kids are actually watching television, like during children's television shows. That way, it can make sure that kids see the advertisements. And that way, the company would get people in that age group to go buy toy cars, or to ask their parents to buy them at least. Now, another important characteristic to consider is geographic location, places where the company's target customers live. Think about a company that makes boats. Its target customers are people who own homes near oceans or lakes, places where they can use boats. After all, people who don't live near water don't have much use for boats. So by placing advertisements on signs along the road or on television in cities and towns that are near oceans or lakes, the company would be more likely to reach the target customers for its boats and sell more of them as a result.
Using points and examples from the lecture, explain how the characteristics of target customers influence marketing strategy for products. Begin to prepare your response after the beep. Begin speaking after the beep.
Target customer influence a company marketing strategy because their characteristics help determine when and where advertisement should be shown. The lecture explained two important characteristics: age and geographic location. For example, if a company sells toys car, its target customer are children, so the company should advertise on television during children program, when kids are most likely to be watching. This ensures the advertisement reach the right age group. Geographic location is also important. A company that sells boats should focus its advertising in areas near ocean or lakes, where people can actually use boats. Advertising in the location increases the chances that the ad will reach people who are interested in buying the product. Therefore, by understanding customer age and where they live, companies can create more effective marketing strategies.